Hi students, welcome to physical science class. This class is for class 10 students. In last class we have discussed about methods of mixtures. In this class we are going to observe few more topics. Without doing any further delay, let's get into it. Applications of specific heat capacity. So let's see what are the applications of specific heat capacity. The sun delivers a large amount of energy to the earth daily. So sun will be delivering some large amount of energy to the earth daily. The water sources of earth, particularly the oceans that absorb this energy for maintaining a relatively constant temperature. So, water sources on earth, those are oceans that absorb this energy for maintaining a relatively constant temperature on the atmosphere. The oceans behave like heat storehouses for the earth. So on earth, oceans behaves like a heat storehouses. They can absorb large amount of heat at the equator of the earth. So equator is nothing but middle part of the earth without appreciable rise in the temperature due to high specific heat of the water. So oceans can absorb large amount of heat at the equator, means middle point of the earth, without rising in the temperature due to the high specific heat of the water. Therefore, oceans moderate the surrounding temperature. Moderate is nothing but in between, means middle range will be there, normal, that is known as moderate, means it won't be high, it won't be low, it will be in middle position, that surrounding temperature near the equator. Ocean water that transports the heat away from the equator. So, ocean water that will be transports the heat that is away from the equator to the areas which is closer to north and south poles. So we already know that Earth is a huge bar magnet. For bar magnet there will be two poles, one will be north and one will be south. If you take any magnet, there will be only two poles, north and south poles. The ocean water that will be transporting the heat which is away from the equator to the areas which is closer to the north and south poles. The areas which are closer to north and the south poles, that heat will be going away from these areas. This transported heat that helps to moderate the climates in parts of the earth that are far from the equator. So this transported heat from the ocean water that keeps the climate moderate in the parts of the earth and that are far from the equator. Watermelon, which is bought from the refrigerator, that retains its coolness for a longer time than any other fruit, which is because of its containing a large percent of water. So water has a greater specific heat. So if you observe this picture, watermelon and apple we kept in this refrigerator. So after 2 hours or 3 hours, after that time completes, we will take two fruits outside and we will be checking the temperature of these two fruits. If you check, the watermelon will be colder than the apple, because inside of watermelon we can find 90% of water. Inside of apple we can't find that much percent of water. So by this we can conclude that water has greater specific heat. A samosa which appears to be cool outside, but it is hot when we eat it, because the curry which is present inside the samosa that contains ingredients with higher specific heats. So we already discussed about ingredients in our 7th class, first lesson, food components. So ingredients is nothing but the materials which is used to prepare any food item, that is known as ingredients. So here for making samosa we need flour, potatoes, onions, green chilli, garam masala, red chilli powder, and etc. If you observe these ingredients, potato has higher specific heat, so that the samosa which appears cool outside, but the curry which we stuffed inside, that will be very hot while eating. Determination of specific heat of a solid. So we are determining specific heat of a solid. This is the lab activity, and this is the last topic in our lesson. So by completing this topic we will be completing our first lesson. Aim: to find specific heat of given solid. So aim, what is the aim? We need to find the specific heat of a given solid. So in this solid place you can take any solid. So we are finding the specific heat of the given solid. So materials required for doing this lab activity, we need some materials, right? So let's see what are those materials. Calorimeter. Calorimeter is used to measure the calories of the material. Thermometer. This is used to check the temperature. Stirrer, which is used to mix. Water, you already know. Steam heater, which produces steam. Wooden box and lead shots. So lead shots will be acquiring heat very quickly. So for doing this activity we are taking lead shots. Procedure: measure the mass of the calorimeter along with the stirrer. So we need to measure the mass of the calorimeter along with the stirrer. Mass of the calorimeter, and we are representing it with M1. So here we will be writing the mass of the calorimeter. Now fill 1/3 of the volume of calorimeter with water. So we are filling 1/3 of the volume of calorimeter with water. Measure its mass and its temperature. Here, after filling 1/3 of volume of water in calorimeter, we need to measure the mass and its temperature. Mass of the calorimeter plus water, that we are representing with M2. Mass of the water. Now they have asked the mass of the water. So we have filled that water in the calorimeter. So if they ask the mass of the water separately, what you need to do? You need to subtract the volume of water from the calorimeter. So that is represented with M2 minus M1. Why M2 minus M1? So here mass of the calorimeter plus water, that we denoted with M2, and at starting the mass of the calorimeter, that we represented with M1. So that we will take M2 minus M1. Temperature of water in the calorimeter. So temperature we are representing with T1. Note, calorimeter and water are at the same temperature. Here what you need to keep in your mind, calorimeter and water temperatures are same. Take a few lead shots and place them in hot water or steam heater. You need to take few lead shots and you need to place them in hot water or in steam heater. Heat up to the temperature of 100 degrees Celsius. You need to heat them up to the temperature of 100 degrees Celsius. Let this temperature be T2. Then we have seen the temperature T1 of water. Here we are observing the temperature of the lead shots and it is represented with T2. Transfer the hot lead shots quickly without being late quickly into the calorimeter with minimum loss of heat. So quickly you need to transfer that hot lead shots which you heated them up to 100 degrees Celsius, and final output should be there should be a minimum loss of heat, means you heated them up to 100 degrees Celsius and it should be the final temperature of 99.8 degrees Celsius. So that is the minimum loss of heat. You will notice that mixture that settles to a certain temperature after some time. So we will be noticing that mixture that will be settled at a certain temperature after some time. Measure this temperature T3 and mass of the calorimeter along with the content, means water and lead shots. Mass of the calorimeter along with contents. What is the content here? Water and lead shots, and it is represented with M3. Mass of the lead shots M3 minus M2. So here they have asked the mass of the lead shots. So what you need to do? You need to subtract M3 minus M2. Here M3 denotes the mass of the calorimeter with the content, and M2 that denotes mass of the water. Since there is no loss of heat to the surroundings, we can assume that the entire heat which is lost by the solid, means lead shots, that is transferred to the calorimeter and water to reach the final temperature. Here what they said, here there is no loss of heat which is to the surroundings, and we can finally assume that the complete heat, entire heat which is lost by the lead shots solid material, that heat is transferred to calorimeter and water to reach the final temperatures. Let specific heat of the calorimeter and lead shots and water be SC, SL and SW. So here SC that denotes calorimeter, specific heat of calorimeter, and SL denotes specific heat of lead shots, and SW that will be denoting specific heat of water. According to the method of mixtures which we have discussed in last class, we know heat which is lost by the solid that will be equal to heat which is gained by the calorimeter as well as plus heat gained by the water. Here M3 minus M2 SL of T2 minus T3. Here SL means specific heat of lead shots, temperature 2 minus temperature 3, that equal to M1 SC of T3 minus T1. SC means what? Specific heat of calorimeter of temperature T3 minus T1 plus M2 minus M1 SW of T3 minus T1. Here what is meant by SW? Specific heat of water of temperature T3 minus T1. So this equation you can observe in last class in method of mixtures. SL equal to specific heat of lead shots, that is equal to M1 SC specific heat of calorimeter plus M2 mass 2 minus mass 1 specific heat of water SW of temperatures T3 minus T1 and mass 3 minus mass 2 temperature 2 minus temperature 3. Knowing the specific heats of the calorimeter and water, we can calculate the specific heat of the solid, means lead shot. So by knowing the specific heats of the calorimeter and water, we can easily calculate the specific heat of the lead shots. Okay students, by this we have completed our first lesson. I hope everyone understood. If you have any doubt, you can contact me through WhatsApp number or you can contact me in your class group. Thank you.